3 of the IRL F3 Championship on the F1 2019 game. We are here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. And again, I'm not alone, as it already was in Bahrain. I'm here with Sondre Sohaug, F1 IRL driver.
Hello there.
Yes, after we already had yesterday's F1 race around Spain, it seemed like a pretty standard Spain race, to be honest. Very difficult to overtake, and yeah, not that much action to be delivered. Hopefully this one today will be a bit better, but we did see some amazing action in the last race in Bahrain. If you guys remember it, Sondre and me, we definitely remember it. Was great to commentate. Hopefully today will be something similar, as we already see the first bollard being taken out through the hairpin off turn 10. 16 corners around this circuit, and especially that last corner is very tricky when you're following another car in dirty air. That is what most of the time actually then ruins your exit and makes overtaking very difficult. Same with the back straight, which is also pretty short. But hopefully we will still see some overtakes, as we already have a 5-place grid penalty for Callum Anderson. That could make things interesting, as Hayden Novak, I think that is, yes it is, goes off the track and already ruins his lap. So he will have to go for another run. I think, though, Tyler Thomas, yes, he is on a flying lap right now in his Red Bull. He I'm not quite sure where he finished last week, to be honest. It made it even more difficult with obviously the glitch happening and the race cut short, which was very sad indeed. 18 drivers though, Sondre. I think we could see some action here if the drivers behave well. And as we see Tyler Thomas going off the track. But what do you reckon? Who's your favorite for pole today?
For pole, it's always difficult to guess pole here. I think I'm gonna have to go with Matt Romano. Although he's not doing quali, he's just putting it on pole somehow.
Yeah,
I'm joking with you.
yeah,
well, funny thing is, they're actually the guy I was gonna say actually just retired, Ivan Brito.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Well, Matt never does quali, so...
With his teammate, Tim. That will be...
No, Romano.
Romano's teammate.
But I was gonna go with Ivan, however, since he just crashed, I'm gonna have to go with his teammate then, Tim Bruce Stallions. I think he's gonna pull out a stuttering quali today.
Yeah, I can see him doing that, especially because he was in the fight for the race win last week as well in Bahrain, and he's showed some great pace so far in those first 2 races. Currently 2 second places, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously the last race didn't award full points, but I gotta say, Sondre, we do have to keep in mind that there might be some people who try an alternative strategy for the race. Usually it's a one stop from mediums to hards, or other way around, as Tim sets his lap on the hard compound, goes second fastest of all the hard runners at the moment. But yeah, so we have to keep that in mind. So yeah, it's pretty similar to Bahrain. There might be some people who still go out on the soft compound and try to get that good grid position, especially with overtaking being very difficult. I'm sorry. Will obviously not help the drivers who will try to do the 2-stop strategy, as we've got a lot of spins so far. Yeah, we've got another one. But yeah, I think yesterday we didn't see a safety car, which was surprising. But I think we could see some safety cars, especially if already many people start spinning, as we've got another car around. That is a Williams. Yes, that is a Williams. of Jigemal Johnson. So yeah, I can already see there are a lot of mistakes going on, Sondre, especially those fast chicanes around here. Could prove pretty tricky. Obviously, the gravel is not far from the track, is it?
Well, go again there, Felix.
I said it's very easy to make mistakes around here, especially with the fast chicanes, and the gravel is not far from the track itself, so it's very easy to go off.
Well, I mean, the fact about gravel and grass around the track will obviously make any mistake costly. But it is an easy track to make mistakes. You have some braking zones like the final chicane where if you go just a little bit deep, then you really mess up that whole section there. Then obviously turn 1, 2, all those kind of corners like we have there. So easy to slip out if you use the curb there, and obviously to get the best run possible you have to use it. So it's gonna be an interesting one to see who bangs it on pole in the end, but and who survives in the race. But definitely not the easiest track.
Yeah, as you said, it's definitely very tricky to nail a perfect lap. Obviously, you're very much on the limit as Paul Farthing comes across the line, goes P4 at the moment, 5 tenths behind Tim Bruce Dalins, who is the leader of the hard runners so far. But yeah, Adam Corrigan currently in P1 with his set of soft tyres. I'm not sure if he can actually beat that time on mediums or if he actually plans to qualify on the on the soft compound of tyres. But we shouldn't count out Paul Farthing. He was very, very good in Bahrain, and Sondre, I just can't believe what the commentator's curse is. Because as I say, we shouldn't count him out. He goes off the track. I don't know if he's on another flying lap. I kind of doubt it, but still. He showed great pace in Bahrain, apart from that mistake, which eventually cost him the race victory. But if he can keep it together, I'm pretty sure he will be right up there in the fight for the win as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. Never count him out.
Definitely. Paul is he showed it. As you said early on in the race, he was the man to beat. He had one costly mistake, and I'm sure we're gonna see him up there today too. And like if we look at the first few races, there is a few people who's standing out. You have Callum, who's gone 2 for 2 so far now. Question is, can he make it 3 for 3 today? Then you have Paul, who's shown great pace last race. Tim was catching Callum at the end. So it's going to be interesting. And maybe Paul gets some revenge, you can say, today.
I'm pretty sure he could. I mean, like we already said, he had the pace, but I think it was he's just been caught napping there in the wrong moment. I mean, it was the chicane which was really tricky. We were discussing that. The outside curb was very tricky, and he was out there on cold tires, so that might have had an impact as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, like you said, he will be able to bounce back. But at the moment, it looks like Callum Anderson has got some great pace today again. More than 2 tenths in front of Timrose Dalens, who is on the same set of tyres in P3 at the moment. As Callum Anderson is actually on another lap. Let's go on board with him. And yeah, I think in terms of pace, we could have a great fight upon our hands. But sadly, Spain just isn't the best track for racing. That is the problem with this track. You can't really overtake. I mean, it is possible, but it's very difficult. It's a lot easier in the race, on the game though, as in real life. But still, it's going to be difficult for the drivers to get past each other.
It will certainly. It's we're gonna see some moves on the main straight, but with that slow chicane before the main straight there, if the guy ahead of you has an advantage usually going out of that, it's gonna be almost impossible to do it there. And obviously in the first and second sector there aren't many chances. You have kind of hairpin after the second DRS straight. If you get a really good run at him there, you can do something, but it's just not a good track for racing, to be fair.
Indeed, indeed. But while we were talking and discussing the potential of the track and the opportunities to overtake, Callum Anderson got another time in on the sheets, and he's gone even quicker. He's now nearly 5 tenths in front of Tim Bruce-Dalen's in P2 at the moment, and he's only and they are on the same compound. So Callum Anderson seems to have some great pace. Obviously, he now has to do something good in quali, as he's got a 5-place grid penalty because of the game thinking he deserves it. I'm not quite sure what happened, but there was a collision between him and another driver. But yeah, remember, he definitely won't be the one that's starting in P1 for this race.
Wait, who do you say that?
Callum has got a penalty very early on in the session.
Oh, he got a grid penalty.
Yes, he did.
Ooh.
I think that was while you were putting up the tweet for the live stream.
Oh, I am still.
All right. Maybe that's why I have to explain everything twice.
It certainly is. Well, a 5 grade place. That's a shame for Calum. It's gonna make it tricky for him then.
Oh, and Paul Farthing. Look at that, P3 at the moment. 119.6, not even a tenth behind Callum Anderson. And yeah, you said we shouldn't count him out, and he seems to be on the pace today again.
He does look like he's on the pace, but obviously starting down in then, well, it depends now. We have Adam, who's gone on the soft tires, who just completely shot himself in the leg for the race. But yeah, for Cal, it's gonna be really difficult for him to get that third win of the season. Then you never know. We might see some stunning overtakes, you know.
I certainly hope so, but I think it won't happen, as, oh my goodness, Thomas McIver's got a lot of traffic in the way. He had to get in between two cars who were trying to let him go through, but obviously that distracted him quite a lot, as he then ruins his run through the last part of the lap as he dives into the pit lane. Thomas McIver said in the chat before that he wants to bounce back after his result in Bahrain. Hopefully he'll be able to do that. And I'm not sure if Tyler Thomas is on a lap. I don't think he is. Or is he? Nope, he's definitely not now. He's crashed into the wall out of the last corner. So yeah, we won't find out if he actually was on a lap. But he's definitely out of this session now. So it will be P8 at max, or actually P7 at max due to Callum Anderson's penalty, as we will probably see the last few laps being set within the next few minutes, as we only got 3 minutes left on the clock. And Tom Spicer is on a flying lap at the moment, it looks like. At least he's in hot lap ERS mode, which is usually a sign for a quick lap. Slightly loses the rear there, completely off the throttle, down to third gear. Then the traction is really tricky through here, then you'll have to really clip the apex, which he doesn't do right now. So that run wasn't too great through that chicane, but still he comes out of the final corner to come across the line for a 120.5, which currently brings him up to P7. Only P7 on the medium tyre. That is not the best sign for his quali position, as most people in front of him are actually on hards. So yeah, Spicer will definitely need to pick up the pace if he wants to have a go at the pole position for this race. but we will see who is currently on a lap. There is, I can see a Ferrari of, I think that's actually Adam, who's currently on a lap. Yes, Adam Corrigan. Is he starting a lap? I'm pretty sure he is. So he's been let through before turn 1. He's on the
Adam
soft tire
is on the
again.
lap. I think he's really gonna go with this strategy. It's a weird one, obviously. You never know. Being at the front, avoiding some lap 1 carnage could obviously be a good idea too. But
Yeah,
he's definitely aiming for an early safety car here.
yeah, exactly. And just think of it. We talked about the difficulties to overtake around here, and he's just trying to do that, making as many overtakes as you can. I think that's a reasonable strategy. For example, in Mexico, where you got good chances to overtake, but around here, I'm not too sure. But we will wait and see as he goes into the gravel and spins round. And that's
Yeah.
his quali most likely over. As we've got Paul Farthing in some traffic here. Get past.
He's not really pushing though.
Oh, Paul Farthing has gone in lean in low ERS mode, and I think his quali is done. I think he validated.
Well, like last week though, Felix, there could be, because it definitely looks like he's on an outlap here, so it could be a small timing glitch again, that
Oh
they
yeah, it
have a
could.
little more time than we see that they have, because Callum is still on an outlap too.
Yeah, that
He's
is
behind
true
Paul.
actually.
So I think there might be a small timing glitch here. We'll know in a moment, I guess.
Yeah, as Tim
Yeah.
comes down into the final sector, his lap time looking pretty good. He's 6 tenths up on his personal best so far, which he obviously set on the hard compound as Reese has just retired from the track.
Improve on that lap.
Paul, oh yes, he did, but just slightly by 2 tenths of a
Using
second.
his ERS, well, that is an interesting one. It's gonna make it exciting for this last lap.
And Tim goes second fastest. And like you said, Paul Farthing was not using any, or was just using a low amount of ERS, and he's only 1 tenth behind Tim, not even a whole tenth, as he's now coming through the middle sector right here, up to the quick right hander of turn 9 right here. If he doesn't invalidate, and if he keeps it together, he might be starting from P2 as Billy Mossam goes second fastest with a 19.2. That's a really good lap. And when I saw it right, Paul Farthing was far up on his lap time. So he could actually take pole here on the medium compound.
It would put him in the best possible position if he does. But we'll
He comes
see
right in the final corner.
As he's coming over the line to
Runs out of ERS.
189, and that is pole position.
Oh my goodness, that's a really good lap as Thomas McIver goes second fastest. Really good lap from the Alfa Romeo driver. He said he wanted to bounce back, and that's what he did in quali at least. Callum Anderson did not get pole position, and remember he's got a 5-place grid penalty, so he will start even further back, outside the top 10 and P11. And correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think he's going to start on the tyre.
Yeah, he's going to be starting on the tires he used in quali.
Yes.
But he did only set a lap with hard tires though, so he's still going to be on that alternate strategy.
That's true.
So there's still hope for his race, but I gotta say, it's not looking too pretty for him right now.
Yeah, but look at the gap between Thomas McIver and Paul Farthing for pole position. That is incredibly close between the two drivers, and yeah, like we said, Paul Farthing, never count him out, and he's my call for the race victory today if he doesn't make a similar mistake as he did last time out. But like we said, you're pretty much always on the limit when you're pushing, so it is going to be very difficult to just keep it together if you have to push. So we're just waiting for the drivers to make themselves ready for the formation lap of round 3, and then we can get
There was
underway.
there was 18 drivers in quali, but as we can see at our loading screen there, Tom Jewell he joined a few minutes into quali, so there will be 19 drivers in the race.
Yeah, that might make things just that tiny bit more interesting. Obviously, turns 1 and 2 are very tight, so you can't really afford too much racing into there. You can't really go like 3 wide or something. So that's going to be a thing to watch, definitely. Let's just have a look at the tyres right now, as we've got the top 10 all starting on mediums, except from Reece March and Adam Corrigan, who are starting on the soft compound of tyres. Then Callum Anderson on his used set of hards in P11. And then only 3 people who are going with the reverse strategy. That would be Jagemal Johnson in P14 on the hard tyre, Ivan Brito in P16 on the hard tyre, and Matt Romano in P18 on the hard compound. And yeah, those guys could be saved by like a mid-race safety car. If they like get a safety car 1 or 2 laps before their scheduled pit stop, that might give them a good shot at the race victory, because obviously everyone then has to pit back onto the mediums or will just drag their hards they've pitted onto already till the end, but they're going to be slower than the guys on mediums or behind them on the same compound. That could really save them a
Did
lot of
I see
time.
somebody going off in the background?
Yeah, I think I did on the minimap, and yes, we
Or
have
was
2
it somebody?
cars on the grid. And
Interesting.
yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially with Paul Farthing and Thomas McIver being very close in quali. And then Adam Corrigan on the soft tyre, he will want to get that traffic of the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo in front of him out of the way as quickly as he can. Then Billy Mossam in the McLaren, Tim Bruce Dalens in the Renault in P5, then Reece March, Luke Baker, Shane Carlyle, Tom Spicer, and the Mercedes of Enzo Du Deut. I hope I said that right. I'm not really sure about that.
Well, hopefully you said it close enough, because I'm not completely sure how to pronounce it either, so I'm definitely not gonna hang you for that.
Yeah, as we're just waiting on the final few drivers to come out onto the track, as we're coming up to 5 red lights for round 3, and it's not yet for me.
It's that classic
Lights out and away we go.
There it is.
It took ages for the game to actually release the cars, but there we have it. Run down into turn 1. It seems to be clean so far. There goes Thomas McIver down the inside. He backs out of the move though. Tim Bruce Dalens has had a great start. He's moved up into P3 already. There's a McLaren going off the track. So is a Ferrari. The other McLaren as well. We've got yellow flags in the background. We've got cars spinning. And yes, we've got...
He's not out, but he's without a wing though.
Yeah, and we've got a full safety car. That saves him completely. That could have been... Yeah, that could have been race over there for Callum Anderson. He's not had a good quali position, and he's had a shocking start to his race with front wing damage. All the last 4 drivers will need to pit, except for Ivan Brito. It seems like he just spun without front wing damage, but Paul Farthing was able to hold on to the lead, and Adam Corrigan...
You should have seen the midfield into turn there. They were 4 wide.
I was certainly focusing on the top 3, as I just realised as we were coming down into turn 1 that Tim Mercedes has had a great start, like I said. Gained 2 positions immediately, and one of them was Adam Corrigan, who is on the soft compound. He could switch strategies now. He could do a double medium stint, maybe even. Will he go into the pits? Yes, he will. He could maybe even do double mediums due to the fact that he's had 2 different tyre compounds now. Reece March, though, interestingly, on the other hand, has not made a pit stop. He has stayed out on the soft compound of tyres. We've got a few cars in the pits though. Hayden Novak as well. Has he got front wing damage? Oh, and Tyler Thomas. 5-second penalty in the end for speeding into the pit lane under the safety car. That's yeah, I'm sorry, but that's not the smartest thing to do. I mean, you don't have to push at all. But yeah, maybe he can pit immediately again, then it would serve his 5-second time penalty. But he's currently out on a medium compound, as we've had the following changes on in terms of positions right now. We see a lot of a movement in the grid. Tom Jewell.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I don't know how to pronounce the name, I'm sorry, but he's gained 9 positions. Amazing. He's up into P10. Debut drive, joined mid-quali, so he just took part of the race, started last, gained 9 positions, and is in P10 at the end of lap 2. Amazing. So, as well, Woolley has had a great start. Greg Woolley up into P9. He's gained 6 positions. Jeremy and Ivan Breeder also gained 3 spots after his spin. Luckily, he didn't get any damage on the car. We don't have every car at the back of this long train behind the safety car here. So I think it's going to be one more lap of safety car. And then we will be able...
Biggest losers, though, Felix, Callum Anderson.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Adam has lost more positions, but he just went in for a pit stop that I believe that he was intending on doing as soon as he saw the safety car.
Yes, so, I think so as well.
I wouldn't say too much of a loss for him, but Callum, though, championship leader, 2 out of 2 in the first 2 rounds, and now down in 17th on lap 3.
Yeah, but remember, Adam's race has more or less been saved because he was on arguably the slower strategy, most likely the slower strategy out of everyone here. So he basically has just been saved. He was probably gambling on that. But Reece March, I can see no reason for him not to pit. I mean, fair enough, he's up into P4 at the moment, but he might have good pace for the first 2 or 3 laps of this race, but then his tires will just go down and he will drop down massively, and he will have to commit to the 2-stop. And as we've got a time penalty, 2 time penalties, and the safety car in this lap. And crucially, Callum Anderson has picked up a 5-second penalty for a corner cut.
Rookie mistake. Not something you should see by the championship leader. Interesting to see, though, with one Alpha struggling today, the other one has picked up the torch, and Thomas is doing quite well so far.
Yeah, he was attacking Paul Farthing, but he thought better of it. I think was the right decision to be made for Paul Farthing to get this race underway. It's a great restart. Tim Bruce-Alent is not allowed to overtake yet.
Oh, and he knows that. So
and Callum lost it. Boy, what a great save. He's kept that really nicely, but there goes Tim.
Still has to run on him down into turn 1. He's going to go for the inside line. He's going to take the position away from Thomas.
Side by side.
Is still there. They leave each other room, and I think Tim has gotten this move done, or will he still be able to take it back?
Yellow flags. That's been a Williams round.
Thomas hasn't given up on that position. Oh, that
was amazing. That was just great racing, as Jiggemon Johnson has spun round, sadly. Brilliant. But that obviously completely helped Paul Farthing, who's had a great safety car restart. He timed that perfectly.
Yeah, and it's kind of a little bit what we saw last week too, Felix, because Paul did pull away with people battling behind
him. Oh, look at Billy. Billy down the inside on Reece March, who is on the soft tyre, gets pushed out wide. Billy cuts the chicane slightly, but gets the move done. Nice move there, and we've got Jamal Johnson spun again. Jeremy Pope is dropping positions. Oh, and Jeremy Pope has spun as well. And Callum Anderson is in the gravel as well. It's a horrible race. Oh no, he's not. He's just been lagging on my screen. And now he's gone off the track.
And what is he doing right now?
I'm not sure. He's lagging, I think.
Yeah, he might be lagging actually.
And Shane just got past Reece March as well. He's dropping positions left, right, and centre. That's what I said. His tyres will probably already be dead. And we've got another spin. That's Ivan Brito out of turn 2. He's spun. He's facing the wrong way.
This time he has wind damage too.
Oh yeah, that's really unfortunate. He can't get the car spun around.
At all, almost.
And we've got the 2 Williams now in P19 and 18. That's very sad, but similar to real life, to be honest. Biddy Mossam, yeah, we saw him overtaking Reece March, and Shane just took the place just a few corners later. But look at that. Tom Spicer's right upon the rear of Reece March as well. And I think these softs are just not really helping him at all. I mean, they must be losing grip already. As we've got, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Oh, Tom Jewell and Adam Corrigan side by side. That's hard, but I think that's all within the racing limits. And Tom Jewell holds off Adam Corrigan at the moment, who was trying to fight back after he had to make the pit stop to change onto the one-stop strategy.
Tom Spicer is slipstreaming Reece March. I don't think it's
there for Adam Corrigan. He went side by side, but then Tom Jewell just thought, you know what, I'm just going to push you off the track. And that's what he did, but he's now going to lose out. Tom Jewell has got front wing damage. That's probably why he's so slow around the first couple of corners. But that was a bit over-aggressive from Tom Jewell, I'm afraid to say. And we've got a
between Tom Jewell and Callum Anderson there.
I thought we did see a crash, but no, Callum gets the position. And this is just not the race he was looking for, is it?
Callum knows that right now it's all about damage limitation. He's out of the race for the win. He's out of the race for a podium. He's probably out of the race for a top 5 too. And he's just gonna have to try and get a few points because there is drivers ahead of him that he is quicker than.
Tyler Thomas past Tom Jewell.
Past his teammate of the day.
Yeah, and Paul Farthing is running away with it at the moment. 22.5. That's the fastest lap of the race so far.
But look at this though, Billy on Thomas into turn 1.
Oh yeah, side by side. Oh, that's very close. I think Thomas was off the track there a little bit. That move might have been illegal, but we'll have to wait and see. It doesn't seem like he'll give the place back. In the meantime, Adam Corrigan and Woolley are fighting away. And Adam gets the place back. He seems to have good pace on the mediums as well, so it might not even be out of contention for a top 5 position here. And Sandra, keep in mind there still might be a safety car at some point, so that could always spice things up quite a lot. Speaking of spice, Tom Spicer right behind Reece March at the moment, and Luke Baker following both of them right now. And I think Luke Baker's got quite a solid run. Will he get past him? No, he won't. Well, in the meantime, Callum Anderson got past Craig Woolley, who's now under pressure from Tyler Thomas as well. Will he go down the inside? He might go for a move. Yes, he does. Down the inside he goes. They leave each other enough room. Tyler Thomas mounts the curb and can't get the move done. Nice defending there from Craig Woolley. But gotta say, the action of this race is not too bad at the moment.
Oh, and look at this. I think Luke Baker might have a run on Tom Spicer.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Sondre, but this is the move for the podium peg position. There goes Billy down the inside again of Thomas McIver, who nearly goes off the track. Not quite, though. Billy, again, got a good run out of the last corner, and now he has a better run coming up to turn 4 now. Will he be able to make a move down the inside, or will he go around the outside? Thomas McIver defends for first, but now there comes another opportunity if you're close enough, and Billy Mossam is not too far away. Will he go for it? No, he stays behind, but he's really pressurizing Thomas McIver here. I'm sorry, Sondre, that I had to interrupt you, but that was the
That
fight
was
for
all
P3
right,
for the moment.
Felix. As I said, Luke was close to Tom Spicer, but with Tom Spicer inside the DRS of reach, he couldn't quite get close enough at the end of
Oh,
the
there's
straight.
been a position change. Oh, and
Oh!
Thomas McIver spun. Oh, no. Not again. He's losing positions left, right, and centre. He's come across the track very dangerously. Ghosting is on, though, so that is not too bad. But,
He can
oh
bless
my
himself for
goodness,
that.
not again. It was looking so good for Thomas McIver. His defending wasn't bad at all so far, but now it has come to an end. Billy Mossam takes P3 with that for the moment. And yeah, Thomas McIver said he will bounce back. He bounced back in terms of pace, but oh, that's an interesting line from Luke Baker there through the last chicane. He cuts it completely, and maybe now gets a good run because of that on Tom Spicer while Reese March pits. He had to do that though. He was on the soft compound. But yeah, I don't think that Thomas McIver can really recover from that. I mean, he had good pace, but now he's 3.8 seconds behind. In the background, we've got Callum Anderson going side by side with Adam Corrigan, getting past the Ferrari driver. And gotta say, Sondre, the excitement of this race is quite solid so far. It's been quite a nice race in those first 9 laps around this circuit here in Spain.
Oh, you're right, and as you're saying it, I'm currently watching F1 Hayden Novak, who's trying to get a move on Tom Jeweler. And I believe Tom still has that wing damage.
Yeah, he does.
And you can just see that Hayden is all over the rear of Tom, and
You'll have
he's
to
actually
time
going to
the
try
move
for a move
perfectly.
into
Oh
this
my god.
corner. This is not a great corner to go for a move, but he tries. He's now on the outside, and I think he's actually managed to make that move work.
Oh yes, and Tom Jewell
Impressive.
has lost out again. Yeah, that was a really nice move. Late braking from Reese March there. Nearly hits the back of Hayden Novak. But that was a really nice move from...
Over
sorry,
to
I'm
Luke
lost for words
Baker
right now.
on Tom Spicer now into turn 1. Down the inside, and I think he's actually well.
Oh,
Tom is
and he
still
goes
there,
off the
but he
track!
pushes it too far and into the gravel. Oh, I know the feeling all too well.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate while Reese March and Hayden Novak are fighting it away. Oh, that didn't really look like a proper fight. I think Hayden Novak knew that he couldn't defend that, medium runner right
Yeah.
now. Reese March on the hunt, and Luke Baker and Spicer. I think Luke has made another mistake and he's lost the place again. Or did he just let him past? I'm not quite sure. Tom Spicer is definitely back up to P5
I don't
now.
know.
I didn't see it, sadly.
From the camera angle I had, it looked like a clean move from Luke. It just looked like Tom went too far wide trying to push to get enough speed, but maybe...
But that's what it looked like from my point of view.
Maybe there was something we didn't caught then.
Yeah, or Luke, as he cuts the chicane again. That's not the first time he did that. But yeah, he might have done a mistake though.
If you have the stream up, to not do that anymore, as it might come back and bite you in the ass.
Will he go for a move? Nope, he's a bit too far away, as the leaders are, running away from everyone right now, as we've got a fight in the background. That is Matt Romano going past Craig Woolley in the Haas. That looked like an easy move as well. Craig Woolley very much struggling on his medium tyre, it looks like. Matt Romano, in the meantime, is on the hard compound, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But the gap between Tom Spicer and Shane Calais is now 8.5 seconds, and then the gaps between the first 4 are not that small, except from Shane and Billy Mossam. Actually, they are only separated by 1.1 seconds. But it seems like Paul Farthing, just as he was in Bahrain, is controlling the race. Let's give him some screen time at the moment. But remember, as he slightly touches the grass on the straight. remember in
Oh,
Bahrain he had a comfortable lead as well, and then he basically just blew it as we've got Thomas McIver going into the pit lane. Luke Baker again behind Tom Spicer.
doesn't look like he looks like really look like Tom Spicer has a low down for setup here today because it's not easy for Luke to catch him on the straight.
Yeah, and now we've got Reese March coming up to Craig Woolley. Like I said, he doesn't seem to have the best pace at the moment, and that looked like another easy move on the Haas drive. And yes, it is. Reese March already made a pit stop. He's on a 2-stop, so he flew past him on the straight. And we've got yellows in sector 2 and 3. I think that's a Williams. Yes, it is. It's Yigamal Johnson, I think. And just have a quick look at the fight for P5 at the moment, because that's pretty close. Tom Spicer just in front
Oh,
of
it
Luke
is.
Baker, and then Callum Anderson waiting in the background as well, who is just trying to do some damage limitation. But P5 is still definitely up for grabs for the current championship leader.
Oh, it is actually. You're right when you're saying that.
And Tim Bruce Dalens, again, tries to go for the undercut like he did in Bahrain. That worked really well for him last time out. Maybe today it could work again. But now let's have a look at this fight for P4 then, actually, for the
I
moment.
think Luke might be close enough this time if he properly goes for it. He's on the inside, down into turn 1. Tom Spicer tries to do a switch back on Luke here, but he's gone a little too wide again.
Yeah,
Which
same
leaves him,
mistake, I think. And
I
then
think,
Callum Anderson goes off the track, but will he get past? No, he lets Tom Spicer back through, I think. And we've got still yellow flags. That's again the Williams, it looks like. But yeah, Luke Baker has gotten up into P4 for the moment
so
because
the
of Bruce
Williams, that,
Dalen's pit stop.
yeah,
But
that would
Sondre,
be the
now
one.
Tim again has got some clean air, not for a long time though. He's only 1.4 seconds behind Tyler Thomas, but he's not getting held up at the moment. So the undercut might prove powerful again, as it did in Bahrain, where he closed up massively as he sets the best second sector of the race so far, already only 1.1 seconds behind Tyler Thomas. Maybe he can even get into that DRS window for the main straight. That could really gain him some time.
Well,
But it looks like he's
ideally
just too
for
far
Tim
away.
right now, he gets just within the DRS and these guys go into the pit, but these guys doesn't go into the pit though, but Tim
They
is
are
within
in the
DRS.
pits. Paul Farthing is in the pits. Let's see how far ahead he comes out.
Oh, and
Is
look at
he
it! Oh, he's
behind? He's in front
through.
of Adam
No, Adam.
Corrigan. Very close between the two of them, but he keeps the spot. Tyler Thomas got off the track. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't catch it. But yeah, we've had some leaders pit now. Callum Anderson is currently in the lead, but he has not pitted so far. And the field is very closely matched right now because of the pit stops. It's basically like real life F1. We've got the best of the rest. And currently Callum Anderson is more or less the best of the rest at the moment, as he's just doing some damage limitation. He was over 8 seconds behind P4 before the top 4 guys pitted. But he's now leading that train with Adam Corrigan, Paul Farthing, Tim Bruce Dalens. But look at that, Sondre. Tim Bruce Dalens has gained a lot of time again through the undercut.
Oh. Well, I mean, he managed to do a good outlap. His tires are warm. Paul's tires are just about getting warm now, so he's managed to close a lot there. The only problem is that he has Adam in between himself and Paul, though. But if he
Yeah.
can get past Adam here, I don't think he can. You can see that Tim has used a lot of his ERS to close this gap. And look at Paul as he's
Oh,
taking the position
yes.
from Callum.
Up front.
And now he's put 2 cars in between himself and Tim. And
Yeah, that
I
was
think
really
he's gonna
necessary for him.
pull away them.
Tyler Thomas is boxed, so he's in the pit lane at the moment. He's dropped out with outside the top 10 with that one. But Tim Dalens will be furious with those two guys in front of him, because they are not really in the battle for this race win, but he is, and he is losing massively to Paul Farthing at the moment, who is in the lead and has managed to clear the traffic quite nicely. He only had to overtake Callum Anderson though. But will Adam Corrigan let Tim Bruce pass now? No, he won't, but Tim still goes down the inside, cuts the corner, gets a 3-second time penalty. That is not what he wants to see, and Adam Corrigan still manages to keep the place. There's been a bit of contact, and that was a bit over opportunistic from Tim. He half spun, he saved the car though, but that cost him a lot of ground now. And yeah, that definitely cost him in the fight for the victory here. Paul Farthing is just pulling away more and more with each lap, and with each second Tim is stuck in that traffic. Won't get past Adam this lap. So we'll have a look at the two racing points right now. 9 tenths separate them, 8 tenths now actually. And we've got DRS in play, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
I do believe Reese have passed Matt recently, so I don't think we're gonna see Matt going past Reese anytime soon. I think Matt is right now.
And we've got yellow flags, and Craig Woolley has crashed out. And we have a VSC. That could, if that stays out long enough, that could be helping the guys who are still out on their first set of tyres, or still have yet to make a pit stop, because they will lose a lot less. And I think those guys will be then, yeah, Callum Anderson and Adam Corrigan could pit now. So could Matt Romano, and Reese March could already take another pit stop as well. So can Hayden Novak. They'd all lose less time if the VSC stays out long enough. But let's see who pits actually. Callum Anderson dives into the pit lane, so does Adam. Tim will be very pleased with that one, as he's now got clean air and a lot of ground to make up in front of him now. But let's just see.
Managed to get his ERS back then.
Yeah, let's just see where Callum comes out. Oh yeah, he has to serve his 5-second stop-go penalty. That will cost him the place to Adam Corrigan for the moment. That is unfortunate. Yeah, he cut the corner under the safety car. And we've got a few cars flying past them, but it's going to be close with Matt Romano though, as they're going side by side. And Matt Romano goes off the track. I didn't have the greatest camera view on that, sadly. But Matt Romano lost out massively now. Has lost the place to Thomas McIver as well. And yeah, that was really important for Adam right there to keep the place. And Callum Anderson is down into 10th, but is out on a fresh set of medium tyres. He can go to the end now. So I wonder what will happen there. It looks like Shane was off the track for a second, as we had yellow flags just exactly where he was. But at the moment, it's all about the points-paying positions here, which are in the fight. Yeah, I saw the same.
Losing the back end a little.
I just saw the same in the exact same moment there. But yeah, those guys are really close to each other. They will hold each other up massively. But Adam is on a set of hard tyres, as he started on the mediums.
Yeah, but he's on the freshest set of hard tyres of all these drivers around.
But keep in mind, just bear in mind, there is still Callum Anderson waiting in the background on his fresh mediums. So I'm pretty sure there's still a chance for P6 for P5 here, because P5 is not that far away, as he already flies past the first car. It looks like he's going side by side with Luke Baker. And that was getting a bit hairy, a bit too hairy for Callum. Matt Romano that loses out. A bit of contact made between Callum and Luke right there. But that was very smart from Callum to just back out of that. Callum Anderson now has got a great run on Luke Baker, as he gets that place as well from him. Tom Spice has gained a place on Matt Romano, who went off the track in all that. He didn't want to go side by side into turn one, and then he lost out to different positions afterwards. And now, Sondre, Callum actually has got a bit of clean air, 2.5 seconds to the next car, which is his teammate. And then within about a second there is P5. So it's very much within
Oh.
his grasp at the moment.
Well, it currently is, and well, I mean, these two alpha drivers, it's their second season as teammates now, and we've seen team
Oh,
orders
that's a
before,
late
so
move into the
it's not
chicane.
gonna.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Sunday, but Thomas MacGyver just went for a really aggressive dive bomb into the final chicane on Adam Corrigan. He was having none of it. He obviously kept the position, but that was very aggressive. Lost him quite a lot of time as well. We've got yellow flags. That's again Igamar Johnson spinning round. And Sono, just have a look at the gap between the leaders. The gap between Billy and Tim is not that big anymore. It's only 2 seconds. It was a bit less the lap before, I think. But yeah, there could be a fight coming up between the two of them as well.
I will have to be honest with you, Felix. Looking at the gap between Tim and Paul, I think Tim has done a mistake somewhere, because it was not 4 seconds after the
That
virtual
could be the
safety car.
case, actually. Yeah, and Billy is losing some time right now. And
Yeah,
now
so
look at Adam. He's right behind Reese Mart right here, who is on 10 lap
he's not
old
gonna go for it
mediums.
there though.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
and he's
that is a
braked a
late
little too
braking.
late, and he's gone into the rear of Reese March.
He should give
Oh,
that place
oh
back
no,
to
and
not
this
get a
is gonna be
penalty.
carnage.
And he's got front wing damage now as well. Callum Anderson has caught up in that in the meantime. Now now Adam Corrigan has lost another spot. And he's going side by side in the last chicane. He gets pushed up wide by Callum. And Reese March is now losing a place to Thomas MacGyver. Just because Adam Corrigan outbraked himself. Now Callum Anderson flies past him as well. And yeah, that was a bit of carnage. Very unfortunate for Reese March because he wasn't really at fault there. But remember, Reese probably has to pit once more because his tyres are already 11 laps old.
They're not going to the end now. Also a little unlucky for Adam there. He's been in a good position considering his strategy, and I think you just made a slight misjudgment there, and that is going to bite him pretty hard now, as that wing is not going to be fun to drive around with.
Yeah, that is going to be hard to keep the points paying positions as P10 is right behind him already. And then only 2.7 seconds he lets his teammate go by. Some team orders there. Luke Baker gets allowed through, and Callum Anderson is slightly stuck behind Reese March. Well, he has been stuck for the last lap. He's probably going to get past now on the main straight. But I'm wondering if Reese March will actually go for a set of softs to the end of the race. No, he probably won't, as he dives into the pit lane, gives Callum Anderson some DRS, which he will be very pleased with. And so does Adam Corrigan. He also pits and puts himself outside the top 10. Tyler Thomas takes P10 with that, says thank you very much. And Luke Baker just got another penalty. I think there will be a few penalties actually, but just let's quickly talk about Paul Farthing, who is currently controlling and dominating this race. So really good job from him so far.
Oh, well, he's been doing everything right, to be fair. He pitted at the right time. He got out. He didn't have much traffic to clear, but he cleared was it Callum, I believe. Cleared Callum pretty quickly, and after that he's just been pretty much sitting at the front, banging in lap time after lap time. That is the best strategy if you can make it that way, and he's just looking solid today.
Yeah, I think
Just
he's
like
finishing what he prepared in Bahrain, which he destroyed within one single corner, sadly. I'm not sure if
now
that's going to be the
Felix.
same case today, but I hope it won't. I hope he keeps that together and takes his deserved win, because he really deserves it today with his pace. And Tom Spicer could have set up a move if he wouldn't have made a mistake through the final chicane. That compromises his exit completely. He was within 5 tenths. Now he's nearly outside the 1 second window. But I think
Well,
it's
you
just going to
do.
be a matter of time till he gets past Luke Baker here.
Possibly. But you know though, Felix, that if Paul does a mistake like that again today now, it's your fault because then you just hit him with commentator's curse.
Yeah. So let's rather talk about someone else. I just wanted to give him credit for the great race he had
But
so far.
I gotta say though, I agree completely with you. He's doing exactly what he did in Bahrain, and right now he just gotta keep doing what he's doing, and then he's gonna take his first win.
Yeah, the gap is now
Will
even
be his
bigger than
first
it was in
win.
Bahrain. It's around 5 seconds. And in Bahrain it was around 3, and after the pit stop only 1.5 or something. And then he made the
No,
mistake because he obviously had to push after the pit stops. But now the gap is
interestingly enough,
huge.
though, the gap between Billy and Tim is going down.
Yeah, that's what I said a few laps ago. Billy seems to
Well,
have good
yeah, but
pace
it
so
went
far.
up again, but now it's gone down again. But looking at them though, Billy is down at 13% ERS, so while Tim has 40. So even if he manages to actually get up to Tim now, he's not going to be able to attack him.
Yeah, meanwhile, Thomas MacGyver seemed to defend from Callum Anderson, so it looks like there won't be any team orders, even though Callum is on the faster tyre. He's going to have a hard time getting past his teammate, it seems like. He's currently on 26% of ERS. His teammate is on 86. So that's going to be a tough time for him to get past.
Oh, look at Tom Spicer though, down the inside on Luke. They're still side by side as they're heading into this left-hander. I do have no idea what corner is actually.
Should be turn 7.
Turn 7. And Tom Spicer has managed to get past though, but Luke Baker is still right on his tail as they go down this second DRS straight.
Oh, slight loss of the back end there from Tom Spicer, but he kept the car on the road. And Shane has just pitted. Shane has pitted.
Oh. Why?
I'm not sure why, but he definitely has. His tyres were only 10 laps old. Has he gotten front wing damage? No, he hasn't. I don't know why he's pitted. He's fitted another set of fresh softs, and he'll have a lot of ground to make up. He's down in 8th place now.
Well, one thing's for sure, he's definitely made it interesting for us, though.
Yeah, he definitely, but I don't think that's the best thing for his race.
I'll have to just leave you for a moment, Felix, and then I'll be back.
Yeah, don't worry. As Adam Corrigan sets the fastest lap of the race, and he's currently up into P11, just outside the points, but the gap to Reece March, who is currently in 10th place in the final points paying position, is 4.3 seconds up the road, so that's going to be difficult for him to get past. Callum Anderson, in the meantime, is struggling quite a lot to get past his teammate. Was saving ERS very nicely throughout the whole course of a lap, and he's got over 90% of ERS, while Callum Anderson is very low on ERS at the moment. Reece March picks up a penalty as Paul Farthing set another fastest lap of the race, which I didn't mention. And slight contact. I hope he didn't lose front wing there. Doesn't look like he did. I certainly hope so, but as always, his teammate Thomas MacGyver's got some solid straight line speed, it looks like, also the right hand side. And it's going to be very difficult for Callum Anderson to get past his teammate. He's going to get a hard time as he loses the back end, as he mounts the inside curb of turn 2. And the championship leader is not let pass by his teammate, which is very interesting. But yeah, it looks like the gap is getting bigger and bigger between P4 and P3. I mean, 21 seconds. Billy Mossam could afford a pit stop and would still stay in front. Shane, in the meantime, is in P8 at the moment, as he goes a bit wide on his soft compound of tyres. So he will want to get past them quickly, but he is very low on ERS. so that's not gonna make things easier for him. But he still has a chance of P6, but I still don't understand why he pitted. But yeah, Callum Anderson is now closer than ever, actually, and he's got a bit more ERS than usual. His teammate defends the inside line. He keeps moving. Now they're going side by side into turn one. The two teammates, do they leave each other room? Yes, they do. Thomas McIver goes off the track, picks up a penalty, and Callum Anderson finally gets past his teammate. The championship leader's back up into P4, and that's some good damage limitation there from the championship leader at the moment. And Shane is just 1/10 behind Luke Baker at the moment on his soft tire. He will be looking feisty in that Toro Rosso at the moment.
Oh, Matt Romano with fastest lap so far.
Yeah, that Adam Corrigan set the fastest lap before, but then Paul Farding immediately beat that as he's 7 seconds in the lead. He's just controlling the race. But Adam Corrigan still has a chance for some points here. And Callum Anderson and Thomas McIver going side by side. Some switching around of positions here. As I quickly need to drink something because my throat's getting really dry at the moment. Oh, and some slight contact between Callum and Thomas. Callum defends the inside line. Has it been enough? It looks like it has. Will he go for a late move? No, he won't. Shane, meanwhile, is very close to Luke Baker. But Shane's straight line speed doesn't seem to be too good. Oh, it's very late braking from Shane. But he can't get the move done around the outside there. I don't think that was a proper attempt. And there's Adam Corrigan spun round, and that's his chance for P10. Done and dusted. He's going to be done
Shane
for today.
Go down the inside of Luke.
Oh, sadly I missed that because I was checking out what Adam did.
Turn 4.
Oh, and then Tom Spicer was going very slowly.
But Luke is not giving up this position though.
It looks like Thomas McIver was in the gravel. I saw some dust kicking up from ahead, and he's now 2.8 seconds behind his teammate. I don't think that was the case before. I think he made a mistake and went into the gravel. That's late braking. Some contact there between Shane and Tom Spicer. But it seems like all of the front wing parts are still on the car. Well, luckily enough.
So far.
So far. Yes, indeed. But Sondre, what I mentioned while you were gone, the gap between P3 and P4 is just huge. 24.3 seconds. I mean, Billy could even pit and go for a fastest lap now. And would still be in front of Callum.
Oh, you're right, actually. But what
And
about
Shane, yeah,
though,
down the inside he goes, late braking.
Into turn 1.
Can Tom make the switchback work? No, he can't.
I don't think he can make that work against Shane's soft tires. But
yeah, that's true.
Though, Shane is on 4-lap old soft. They should have been dying by now, but he's still pushing. And he's still catching on, well, now I guess it is Thomas ahead of him, yeah.
Yeah, he probably will get past Thomas, but I don't think he will get past Callum, as he's 4.8 seconds up the road then. And there's been a mistake by Tyler Thomas. Has he hit the wall? I think he just kept it out of there. And Reece March is now right behind him. Oh, and he goes down the inside immediately. He can't wait for another opportunity, and he takes that. Says thank you very much, and that's a shame that Adam retired as he spun earlier on, because he would have picked up P10 by now.
But look at this now, Shane down the inside in this corner. Well, that's an interesting move.
Oh, again, Thomas McIver tries to fight back. Slight contact made, but can he now fight back? Thomas McIver now got DRS. Yes, and he flies past Shane again. Oh, and slight contact! What was that? And Shane loses another spot. Oh, and that's a very aggressive and late move down the inside. That was clumsy.
Extremely feisty here now.
I'm very sorry, but that was very clumsy by Shane. Nearly a bit more contact between him and Luke, and I think he's just cost Tom Spice and end plate there. Yeah, I think that's definitely Shane's fault right there. As he goes down the inside once
There he
more.
goes down the inside. This one was a little better than the previous one, though.
Yeah, I think Shane was just frustrated as he was shoved off the track by Thomas McIver, who's got front wing damage, it seems like. Yes, his right front end plate is missing. And he's going to have a hard time holding up that Toro Rosso on softs behind him. As he goes round the outside already, he can't wait. Will he be pushed off the track? Yes, slightly. Goes off the track. But they're still side by side. Shane gets the position. That was a bit hard by Thomas McIver, I think, on the straight there as he pushed Shane off the track. But Shane shouldn't have been that aggressive into turn one on Tom Spicer there. Because Tom Spicer was just the innocent victim there, to be honest. As he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, innocent bystander, I'm sorry. And Tyler Thomas has made another mistake and he's dropped out of the points. What are you doing, young man?
Tom Spicer on Thomas. Thomas gonna try to do the switchback he's tried to defend with so many times.
Yeah, remember both have got front wing damage.
Oh, and look at this, Luke Baker. He sees an opportunity on Tom Spicer.
Backs out.
I have to stay behind for now.
But Sondre, what I would. Oh, now they're going side by side again.
Oh, look at this.
Around the outside.
Around the outside.
Luke should have more grip and more downforce because of his full front wing he still has got on that car.
Well, still depends on setup too, though. But
yeah.
Right now, I gotta say that Luke is looking quicker than both these two ahead of him. He just needs to be able to get past, and I think it's gonna be difficult on the straight.
Yeah, but if you go on board with Luke, you can see in the front left tire there are some small blisters, and that means his tires are pretty done already. It's gonna be hard then to get past and not the quick right-handers off this track.
Thomas and Tom can't have any better tires, I believe.
Yeah, that is true, but I gotta say Tyler Thomas went from being in a comfortable P9 down to P11 outside the points because of two major mistakes, and yeah, I'm very sorry to say that, but that is pretty poor driving in those last few laps from him. Don't know if his tires are much older than the other ones, but he's got 16 laps on them, and top drivers have got a lot, not a lot more, but a few more laps on them. So I don't think they should be too worn. But yeah, Paul Farthing is currently running away with it. 8.1 seconds to Tim Rosalind, who just now comes across the line. So he's done a great job so far. But Spicer,
Tom Spicer,
side by side through here, and Lucas Barnett is out of this race. What a turn of events!
Shame.
Did he make contact or did he lose it by himself? I didn't quite see. But that promotes Tyler Thomas back into the points paying positions.
When did Adam go and out of the race?
That was a few laps ago already. After his spin, he decided to go in the pits and retire. But that is really unfortunate for Luke on the not quite penultimate lap of this race. 2 laps before the end it was for him. But Thomas McIver and Tom Spicer are not done with it just yet. They're going side by side into turn 1. Oh, that's late. That's aggressive from Thomas McIver. Can Tom Spicer hold it though? Round turn 3 they go. Thomas McIver, will he go for another aggressive dive? Not that aggressive, but he thinks about it. He's going slightly side by side. Now they're completely side by side. Tom Farthing picks up the fastest lap of the race so far. Down into turn 5. Oh, and that could be a nice switchback contact, mate. And that ruined the exit for Thomas McIver. And he's lost out. But that fight is not over yet. They're going side by side, are they? No, they're not. He's backing out of that. But can he fight back? This is the fight for P6. Will he go down the inside here? Yes, he will. That's a late move. Oh, that's very clumsy. Not much space given for any driver right here. That's quite harsh, gotta say.
They're still side by side.
But this is very good racing so far. very aggressive though. But Spicer gets the move done for now. Or does he?
Oh,
That's a late move from Thomas McIver. We've seen him making a
a
lot
lot
of
of wheel banging
aggressive
here
moves.
now.
That's gone a bit dirty, I think. I'm afraid to say it, but I think that is the case. But there goes Thomas McIver again. Please keep it clean, guys. It's the last lap of the race. Just pick up those points you can get, but don't throw it all away now. As I need to go on board with Paul Farthing for the moment. So he
You
comes
do actually.
around the final corner to take a well-deserved victory. Never in doubt in that race. Congratulations for P1. Well deserved. He ended that what he started in Bahrain today. No mistake. No mistakes made.
Tim over
Tim,
line in P2.
will he keep that? Yes, he will. Only just by 2 tenths. That was close between the two of them. But let's just. And Tom Spicer and Thomas McIver still fighting away here. As they are still going side by side. This is amazing. Last lap of this race. Wheel banging. Again, coming down into that chicane. Oh, I'm very sorry about that. As Thomas McIver goes off the track, gains the position. Still side by side contact, and Spicer nearly spins round. Callum Anderson takes P4 for the moment. And there goes Spicer. What a switchback he made. Still side by side, coming into the last chicane now. I knew that Thomas McIver would go down the inside. Can he make the switchback work? They're still going side by side. Now there's been contact and he spins round. Keep it up the wall, please. Oh, he did. Oh my goodness, what a sprint for the last few laps, and he still gets it. Oh, what a race we've had, Sondre. That was just amazing. Tyler Thomas still picks up.
You know what? Tyler Thomas, with,
Yeah,
I think one of his career best finishes.
Yeah, even though he made two major mistakes with that spin, he still managed to get Matt Romano, who finishes P10. And oh my goodness, these were some intense last few laps, Andre. I gotta say, that was really close racing. Not even if it was not for the race victory, but still some amazing midfield battles. And you got to take the word for the moment. I need to drink something. I screamed so much.
Wasn't that for the win? Certainly looked like they thought it was for the win.
It definitely did. It definitely did.
I got the last lap there, diving down the inside in the final chicane. Tom Spicer noticing that, doing his switchback, trying to get him back over the line. Thomas shuts the door a little on him, but
Sondre, I tell you what. If I didn't know that they were in this race and in those positions, I would have thought that was for the World Championship. Not gonna lie, but there we have it. What a race we've had. A great race here in Spain. And Paul Farthing takes P1 in the end in front of Tim Bruce-Dalens, who takes another second place, the third second place in a row now. Billy Mossam takes P3 as the leading McLaren.
Did he get third in the first race too? No,
Billy,
second in the first race too?
Yeah, the third race in a row now for Tim. Didn't I say 3? Callum Anderson finishes P4, losing out to Tim Bruce-Dalens. We'll have to go through the order a bit later on, but now we first of all got to invite the guys out of the top 3. And Sondre, gotta say, F3 really delivers week after week, it seems like. It took that time. Yeah.
Being so consistently up there, that's what he struggled with. Aggressively on the last few laps, like it is.
Yeah, P6 I think. No, P5 actually, I think. I'm not sure.
Just amazing to look at.
Yeah, that was just so intense. Such great driving. I mean, it was hard, but that's sometimes part of racing. But there you go. Paul Farthing taking P1 in the end. Let's see if he joins the party or if he's not up for podium interviews, I'm not sure. But yeah, that was an eventful race. Maybe not for the top three, but
I think the top three is actually the drivers who's.
yeah, quite sad. But yeah, Paul Farthing is joining the party right now, which is really good that we have him. So let's just get starting with all this. So Paul, congratulations for your first win this season. A pretty dominant one, 8 seconds in front of Tim Brewster, even 11 with time penalties. You came close last week in Bahrain, and today you didn't only came close, but you also took the victory in the end. How easy was it, and how difficult was it to actually keep the concentration up?
I was actually more worried about bottling it. I bottled last week in the lead. That's what I was more worried about. So.
Yeah, we were watching you at some points, but then we'd rather showed something else on the track, because Sondre said, if you crash out this race, it is my fault because of the commentator's curse. I was talking about how good you've done that. In quali we were already discussing if you'd be up for the win again, as you were in Bahrain, and we were really hoping that you would just keep it together today, even though it was probably pretty difficult to keep the pace up and still be within the limits. But yeah, you've done a great job, and now having your first win of the season, do you think you could be in the fight for the championship now?
Never know. Still plenty more races in there, isn't there? What, still more, 7 more? Was it 8 more?
Yeah, we still got a few more races to go. I actually don't know how many.
Still a few.
9 more?
So that means nothing. We'll soon see towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, your pace looks promising, and obviously we don't know much about your racecraft, as we didn't see you fighting a lot, because you didn't have to actually, which is not a bad thing though. You just ran away with it, and I'm not sure if you took the fastest lap as well. Actually,
yeah,
didn't
I did.
check.
I went for the clean sweep.
Yeah, see,
I
so
got 20.8 I think I got in the end.
yeah, basically a perfect race weekend, and yeah, I think that was one of the most dominant races we've had so far this season. And you know, doesn't it get like quite boring at some point when you're just running away with it, keeping the guys behind like within 5 seconds or something?
So in the first race when I pretty much got ahead, every other race has been quite close in that.
Yeah, I mean, you've showed amazing pace today. Your strategy was perfect. Were you a little worried as Tim pitted 1 lap earlier than you did for the one and only pit stop you made, that he might be able to get past you through the traffic, or were you confident that you could clear that traffic quite easily?
I think he gained about 1.5 seconds on me when I come out of the pits. I forgot to take limiter off, so I was driving the limiter.
Oh, yeah, that's not too good, but yeah, you seem to have cleared that traffic quite easily. So were you worried that you could like crash?
I had to pass Callum straight away. If I didn't pass Callum, he would have caught me.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of pressure in that moment. Were you feeling that pressure, or were you still pretty chill that if he would get past you that you could easily get him back?
I'll probably say I'll probably easily get it back. I was creating a gap, about 2 attempts a lap, so it went horrendously.
Alright then, Sondre. Sorry. Let's just think ahead a little bit. Next race, we've got probably the most difficult race of the whole calendar. That's the Monaco Grand Prix. I think it's just be a thing of surviving instead of showing the best pace. What do you think? Do you reckon you'll have good chances, or is the risk of bottling it just too big?
Probably more to say bottle. I hate Monaco. You probably see me in the pits a couple of times, but that way.
Yeah, but still, the race victory could still be within your grasp then. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot of safety cars and a lot of chaos. But yeah, Sondre, do you have anything to add? Anything else to ask?
No, mate, just enjoyed it. Simple as. First time ever I think I actually enjoyed a race.
That is really good to hear.
Well, today, Paul, good luck for Monaco. Did you say was next round?
Yeah, Monaco.
Yeah.
That's not my track either to say it like that. But yeah, good luck for Monaco.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah, coming up to the second place driver today, that will be Tim Bruce-Dalens. Congratulations on P2, first of all. We saw that Biddy was catching you at some point of the race, especially in that second stint. The gap was at some point, I think, down to 1.5 seconds. Were you worried that he'd get you at least on penalties, or were you confident that you could pull that extra bit more out of the car in the end?
Yeah, I need to say firstly I was a bit worried about it, but in the end I saved my IRS to push the last 2 laps and get the 3-second time penalty between us. Yeah, it was a hard race, especially the second stint. I struggled a little bit with the tires, and yeah, in the end P2 again. Yeah, need to say that after Favre coming out of the pits, the traffic between us hasn't helped me because of I was a bit optimistic to go on the inside on Gravity or what his name is, but when I'm coming down the inside he has to leave me a bit space, and then I cut at the corner and get the penalty. Without that it could be a bit more a chill race because of I got enough seconds ahead of me to Favre, and mostly 1 or 2 seconds to Billy, and in the end, yeah, I pushed all what I got on the car and got it with 0.2 of a second, and yeah, I'm lucky that I get P2.
Yeah, we saw that you were trying a similar strategy to what you did last week in Bahrain, where you pitted a bit earlier than the scheduled window, but it seemed like it worked again. You've gained a lot of time on Paul there with your pit stop. Was that early pit stop to prevent the guys behind from attacking you, or was that more like an attempt to get closer to Paul again?
I thought about it to get just an undercut, but in the end there was, I think, 3 seconds between us, and then I thought, come on, try it, maybe it could be work out like last week. Yeah, and then 2 cars was in the end between us, and yeah, I pushed in the end not far, and P2 was good position, good for the constructor, but yeah, hoping next week for P1.
Yeah, but I would say it's a successful weekend for you. I mean, you gained some solid points on your championship rival at the moment, Callum, who just finished P4 after a very chaotic race for him. He's had a lot of incidents already in quali. It started out with a lot of trouble for him with a 5-place grip penalty, but as you saw, Paul had some great pace today, but you just showed a lot of consistency with the second place finish in a row. Do you think that consistency could maybe be the key to success for the whole championship fight this season?
Yeah, I hope, but with P2 in every race you will not win the championship. I'm looking forward for the next races, and after I saw that Callum gets a 5-place grid penalty and then crashing in the first corner, I said for myself, bye bye Callum, and yeah, I just need to get a few wins this season, and next week is a good opportunity for me. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking about next week, Monaco, you said that's a good opportunity for you. Is it because of your consistency I already talked about, or is it more because of your pace around Monaco?
I will say both, but I like Monaco. It's a street race, but the walls are not far away from you. Every driving mistake will be caused with a front wing change, but yeah, my pace around Monaco is not bad. I just hope that the other drivers around me going into the wall or whatever, and that I can get a little and clean my first win, and yeah.
Okay then. Well, Sondre, do you have anything to add? Anything else you want to ask?
Well, first of all, congratulations, Tim. Another second place.
Mhm.
Consistency is certainly spot on this season. I gotta just say that. But that first window, it's still yet to come, and I will just quickly have a look here, because I think you might be leading the championship before
Yeah,
you've got
I
your
think he
first win.
is. I think he
No,
is.
I don't think.
No, not exactly.
No,
He's
no.
just a few points behind.
Yeah, with the fast
But
lap,
still,
I
though.
would be.
Extremely close. And well, you say that you won't win the title with only second places, but you could if Callum keeps picking up a few fourth places or fifth. But nonetheless, though, right now, who do you think have the upper hand in the championship? Is it you or is it Callum?
I just want to add somebody, and it's Paul. He has great pace, and I
Oh.
think the title will be decided between us three, or maybe, just maybe, with Thomas a four-man fight battle for the win. The title. So.
Oh, I do think I would put Billy in there instead of Thomas in that case.
Yeah, maybe.
Thomas looks a little bit all over the place right now.
Yeah,
But,
Thomas spotting every race.
Still though, add in Billy and Paul, who out of the four of you looks like they have the upper hand at the moment.
Yeah, I need to say Paul has great pace. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know really what to answer, but yeah, just need to get consistent, more consistent than P2, maybe a few P1s, and yeah, in the end, we will see if the 3 million P2s help me in the title race, and yeah, I don't know. I just need to pick up a bit of pace, because Spain is not my favorite track. Yeah, we will see.
If you can take P2 like that, and Spain is not among your favorite tracks, then
yeah, I got great pace today. I just need to say it for myself. Great pace here in Spain. It's really not the best track for me. Yeah.
I
Okay,
hate
then.
it.
So I'd say congratulations on P2. Good luck for Monaco next week, and good luck in the continuing championship fight.
Thank you. We'll see us next week, P2.
Hopefully.
P2.
So, obviously, Sondre gets his own questions asked as well, as we both get more or less equal questions asked. So, Sondre, you can go on with Billy in P3 then.
All right. Well, first of all, congratulations on P3 today, Billy, and
Thanks.
then first I just want to know, like, how was your first lap? Because I think you were in around P6 around there, and if I'm not completely mistaken, I do believe you were among the cars going 4 or 3 wide into turn 1.
Yeah, but I got rear-ended from behind, so I just went straight off.
Oh yeah, because I think I actually saw both you and your teammate go having to use the runoff area, and
Yeah, he outbroke himself and went straight into the back of me. But it's fine.
Not hitting teammates, somebody said. Nonetheless, though, still with that you did get away from turn 1 without damage, and after some time you did work your way up. And well, I mean, we were at the beginning we were looking at Tim and we were looking at Paul, but kind of been the dark horse today. We didn't expect you there when the race started, and in the end,
I couldn't catch Tim. I was flat out a whole race trying to catch.
Oh, I do believe you. I did see the ERS usage sometimes go very low, so I know you were pushing. But as I said, though, like, we didn't really expect you up there with Tim and Paul at the beginning, but in the end,
Yeah.
you were pressuring Tim. Did you think that you could catch him and then pass him?
I'm not sure because all it had to take was one mistake, and I would have been there.
Oh well,
So
that is true. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. Though both were solid today, but you were solid yourself too, and
yeah,
obviously you're sitting now and also in the championship fight with
yeah,
these.
I would always give him mad respect anyway, because like we were teammates. So
Fair enough. Well, as I was going to say, you're still in the championship fight together with both of these and Callum. So I just want to know, is there anyone in that fight you think have the upper hand at the moment?
not really. It only takes one mistake.
Well, I do have to agree with you there. Next week, though, we're heading to Monaco. How is that for you?
Just say anyone that knows me personally knows I hate that track. So
I think you're not the only one there.
I can
Yeah.
agree. I can agree. So, does that mean then that you're just hoping to do some
Finish the
damage
race.
limitation? Or
Yeah.
finishing? Well, I mean, fair enough. We can't win on every track.
Yeah, hopefully my teammate can get points as well. Can we talk about that? He was 1 point, one position out with no broken assist.
I can't remember that.
I
It's
actually,
kind of impressive.
I actually can't either.
Oh. I thought you were saying that you could. Any questions from you, Felix?
No, I think you've covered everything I had in mind as well.
Alright, well, then congratulations on P3 today, Billy, and
Yeah,
good luck for Monaco.
thanks.
I do feel
Gonna
your
need
pain
it.
there.
I'm gonna need it.
All right,
We
that's
all
it then for today's race in F3. That was round 3 around Spain at the circuit, the Barcelona Catalunya. We've seen a great race, maybe not in the fight for the top 3, but we saw Paul Farthing taking the win in front of Tim Brewster and Billy Mossam. But we saw a great battle throughout the last few laps for some positions a bit further down. But yeah, make sure to join us next week again when we are at Monaco for the most difficult race of the whole season probably. And I think we'll see a lot of safety cars, a lot of broken front wings and a lot of chaos. So be sure to join that. I'm very glad I had Sondre right next to me as well again for today. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And that's it for today. That's it for this week. Make sure to check out the IRL Twitter channel, and also check out the highlights from last week's race in Bahrain made by Kevin Harrison, which are really nicely cut together, and those will be out towards the end of the week again for round 3 here in Spain. And I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you next week. Till then, goodbye and take care.